Believe it or not, Los Angeles once had an extensive public transportation system thanks to the Pacific Electric Railway Company. Their iconic red cars brought passengers all over LA County and beyond in the first half of the 20th century. Long story short, automobiles grew more popular and the red cars are now long gone. But not forgotten. You can still find traces and artifacts of this once great system throughout Los Angeles. Walking down Fletcher Drive near Silver Lake, you might think you're passing a graveyard when you see these giant stones buried in the hillside. These concrete mounds once held the support trestles of the Fletcher Drive viaduct along the Glendale-Burbank line. And these concrete walls across the street held up the other end. Just outside downtown, nestled in the shadow of a modern apartment building, is what was once the Toluca substation. The station supplied power to trains traveling through the now sealed Belmont Tunnel. The tunnel first opened in the 1920s to bypass the congested surface streets of downtown to reach underground terminals. Making your way towards Orange County, the restored Bellflower Pacific Electric Depot is a sight to behold. From here, traveling south, you can see old tracks from the Santa Ana line carving their way through Cerritos. The line is honored with dedicated plaques along the tracks. In Torrance, you'll find a stretch of track alongside the road that once belonged to the Pacific Electric, as well as the old Pacific Electric Railway Bridge, built in 1913. This was notable for being one of the few places where the Pacific Electric line crossed itself. And now for the crown jewels of this tour. There are still a few red cars that you can see, in addition to the one incorporated into the Formosa Cafe. Red car 4601 was brought to Los Angeles from the Bay Area in the 1940s and briefly used by the Pacific Electric until a horrific crash. After spending time as a converted 2-bedroom home, it was sold to the city of Torrance and brought to Wilson Park. Just over the Orange County border in Seal Beach lies car 1734. This maintenance car carried tools instead of passengers and was used to fix technical issues along the Newport line. You can also visit the Southern California Railway Museum in Paris. California, not France. The museum houses a large collection of vintage Los Angeles trolleys, and you can even make all your friends jealous by riding a restored red car. The museum's work ensures that this piece of history will never be lost. These concrete pillars once supported a red car bridge crossing the LA River. There was also once a red car mural, but the red car portion was removed during recent construction because, well, history repeats itself. This has been a small sample of Pacific Electric remnants. You can find all these and more when you take a ride on the Reid Less Traveled.